Welcome to another video, guys. I have some big news for you. Two top universities. One is USC and the second one NYU. NYU, yes, I made a separate video on that, has finally chosen to give out the admits. I think it will be very interesting for you, so continue watching. Well, guys, if you applied for the fall 22 term, here are the admits and rejects from USC. By the way, not all of them are out. USC likes to send them out in phases. I talk about this every year, but I understand that you guys are applying for the first time for the most part. So again, this is something that you need to know. They do it in phases. So just in case you haven't heard from them, doesn't mean it's a reject. It means you're probably on the wait list, or it means that in the next round you may get the admit. Okay, so first we're going to go on to ymgrad.com/admits_rejects, and we are going to type in USC. Okay, once you do that, you will see that most decisions that have come out yet in the last couple of days, they're mostly around Feb 4th, 2022. And for the most part, not all of these are out yet, but you will see one thing you will see over here consistently is, as you would have heard, USC is a GPA centric university. So take a look at this. This person applied on 14 December, Feb 4th, they got their admit. This is 82%. So this will still be somewhere around 8.7, 8.6 GPA, I would suggest, right? Then their TOEFL score is good enough. WorkX, research papers, funding, nothing. Okay, so USC doesn't usually give a lot of funding as well in most cases. And apart from that, the overall profile you can see over here is decent enough, but again, it's not top notch in any way. Now, the only reason that this profile is still able to back the admit from USC is because their program is actually not all that competitive, if you would try to understand. Whereas when it comes to mechanical engineering, or one of the more competitive degrees out there where they receive hundreds and hundreds of applications, well, you can see the case, 9.51 GPA, and this is what we say when we say that USC is one of the most GPA-centric schools out there. Okay, and then there's the GRE score, pretty decent, WorkX pretty decent, but apart from that, USC doesn't care mostly. It's mostly the GPA only, and apart from that, everything should be decent enough. It shouldn't be too bad, and that's really it. Okay, let's take a look at some more. There's electrical engineering, VLSI design specialization over here. They applied on 15 December, I believe that was also the deadline, and they sent their application on Feb 2nd. Yeah, that's pretty early again. They received their admit. You can see CGPA directly 9.0, 9 pointers. You guys are welcome at USC. That's usually what the trend is. Same thing over here, computer engineering. You can see more, this is CS specialization in AI or MSAI. Then again, the GPA is 9.43. Apart from that, decent profile. They also have a little bit of work experience with that, about approximately 2 years. So all of that comes into the picture. So you can continue to do your research and see all the admits, rejects. Rejects, I believe they have not been out yet because we couldn't see any on the platform up till now. But we can actually go on to the NYU, basically, which is essentially one of the biggest names out there as of what they did recently. They sent all rejects for the most part, and they had done that in the spring as well, and now in the fall they're continuing the same. Now they finally chose to send out some admits. I did make a video on this, that okay, look at what's going on. NYU is basically rejecting everyone with decent profiles. Look at this, 8.71, it's a reject, right? You can take a look at this, 8.75 reject, 9.59 it's a reject, and overall profile is also decent, by the way. They also have a research paper, again, decent profile, decent profiles. All you can see are rejects right over here. And if you scroll down to the last couple of years, right, if you see the fall 2021 ones, last year ones, let me just scroll down a little bit further, you will find that they did give out actually some admits to profiles which were actually not even at par with what we are showing right now, who have gotten rejects, right? So you can see right here, there are of course admits with funding, right? Last year also, for the most part, anything above 9.5 is usually getting an admit. And this year they didn't really do something like that. Now, I made a video on this, why they're rejecting everyone, because all they did was send rejects. They didn't even send a single admit. It makes sense, they sent admits after that. Basically, they sent admits 1 week after that, you could say. So you can see a couple of admits right over here. You can basically see, let me actually just change this decision type to admit so that we can focus on the right ones. Now we have civil engineering, right, over here with a 67%. I do not know why they are rejecting the people who have 80-90%, but apparently 67% they got it. This one makes sense, maybe, if they have 96 months of work experience. You can actually take a look at their profile, see their resume. Their WorkX may actually be related to civil engineering, which would then make a lot of sense, right? Then there's a CS admit. This one you can see with funding, decent admit, decent GPA, and apart from that, decent profile as well with about 1 year of work experience. Okay, construction management, again 64%, but they have work experience over here. So that tells you something, that NYU does favor work experience. Now, is it relevant work experience, non-relevant? You can go ahead, check their profile right over there. check their resume and you will know. Just click on their profile and see that. We're not going to be doing that over here. Out of scope, not really important at this point, right? You can take a look at this again. CS 8.12, they sent the admit, right? And the admit was sent out on Feb 3rd. Basically, a lot of admits came out recently, but apparently until now what was happening was they were only giving out rejects, which did not make sense. I still do not understand exactly what happened, why all the brilliant, academically brilliant students out there, you know, have received rejects, whereas some students have now started receiving admits. Doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for that. But that's NYU for you guys. Alright, I hope this video helps. Again, I'll be continuing to update you on the upcoming admits and rejects whenever they come out so that you are updated with the latest information. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for that and follow me on Instagram for even quicker updates. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care for now.